Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode we're going to be looking at what, as far as I'm aware, is one of the best lists in the game at the moment, and we're going to be giving it a go and seeing if we can pilot it anywhere near as well as some of the better players. So, for context as to where this list has come from, you just need to pop over onto the leaderboard here and look at Bad Fun Urimpa. So, Bad is a player who's been playing since very early on in Moonbreaker's existence. I've played against them quite a few times, and they have basically let me know what their best list is that they have at the moment, and we're going to be giving it a shot and seeing how well we do with it. So we've called it the best list ever. So it's an Astra list. Astra is a really powerful captain. She's got the ability to refresh the abilities of your units, which means you can just put out a huge amount of damage fairly early on using that, and a combination of a couple of other things. And basically, it's quite an aggressive list. We're looking to take down the enemy captain fairly quickly. You're going to be wanting to, again, control crews slightly in the early game, but turn on the captain probably as and when you can. We have got... Oh, I just realised, Fixer's not supposed to be in this. There we go. Fixer was replaced with Rickety Backfire. I was trying to figure out yesterday why my list didn't actually add up to what they had in theirs, and I've just realised now it was Fixer was the one that we had over the top, and Rickety was what I removed as a last minute choice. So our early game units, we've got Maximus and Deadeye. These are going to be our really early plays. Deadeye is going to be first of all most of the time on turn 1. On turn 2 it'll be Deadeye and Maximus. We've got Broken Vengeance here for a follow-up. We've got either Taria or Aria as follow-ups at that point. We've also got Hit and Run, who's good for objective blocking, staying out of sort of line of sight and doing some sort of poking in for some damage out of terrain, but also you can move him in, hit something, move again, back to Astra, use Astra to refresh the ability, move up, hit, and then move back to the starting point. So loads of mobility coming out of Hit and Run. We've got Drum Dancer Talali to give something pummel, so that can, well, it's almost always just going to be going onto this, but sometimes we can do it onto Antios, and Antios gets to use his first strike twice if Astra refreshes his abilities, so really powerful there as well. And the last couple of things we've got, Rickety Backfire, who very difficult to use, not as fast as he used to be as well, but basically he attacks for 5 and explodes to deal damage to everything in an area around him. That includes himself and enemies, so at the moment, as it stands, it can potentially deal 10 damage. If you refresh that, it can be up to 20, which is insanely large amount of damage. And then we've got Amplifier Bytol, so Bytol offers a +1 attack buff in an aura around him. So there we have it, that is the list. This is what we're going to be trying to do, and seeing if we can take out a couple of opponents with it as well. Well, depending on how long the games are, we might get 1, we might get 2, we'll see what we get. So for now, we're going to jump into the game and see what we can find out. If you're enjoying the content, please do like, comment, subscribe, and join us over on Patreon. The Patreon description is one of the best ways you can support the channel, and I'd love to hear your suggestions for lists, what videos you want to see, and that sort of thing. And honestly, I want to say just a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently. The influx of new players since the Bricky video has been fantastic, and it really has been just such an encouragement from all of you. So thank you so much, and I will see you once we get into game. Okay, we are back. We are against Shot by Small, so a level 92 player. This is someone who's probably going to be a bit of a challenge to try and take down, but let's see what we can do here. I'm not really sure what to expect, so we've got 3 victory points here, a couple of cinder piles. We are going first, but we are against an Extilior, so at least we've got the range advantage early on. Oh, for a second then I thought we were going first, so... Okay, let's see what happens. So Maximus coming straight out is pretty reasonable. I think we've already come to the conclusion that we're probably not going to get much of a... I wish I could zoom out a little bit here sometimes. So we can get 48% chance to hit. I think that's worth taking. Just try and put a little bit of pressure down on their captain immediately. So nothing there. And what we're going to do is we're going to deploy a Deadeye back here. And Maximus, say... We can do Maximus over there. And we're also just going to grow a Cinder Sphere maybe just behind us out of reach. So not too easy to get to, but not too hard either for our opponents here. So their Maximus was fairly safe there. They've got a solid shot onto our captain, but it depends on what they're looking to go for. Okay, so Max is just going to move over to there. So we can potentially get at least a chunk of damage onto something straight away. The question is whether we can actually keep up in objectives, because this is immediately a difficult situation. Okay, so Broken Vengeance, very powerful. I think what we're going to need to do here is probably play our own Broken Vengeance. But I think we're going to want to just try and get the double shot onto Maximus. So make sure we're getting in range of each other. Make sure we get at least to 60% so that we can then move again. Okay, so we'll move here. Ozos ourselves. Shoot Maximus. We'll move Astra in over here. Shoot Maximus again. Build into the breach. Shoot Maximus again. Pop back over here. And I mean, we could try and get a bit lucky. In fact, we've still got 2 Cinder, so what we can do is if we pop our Broken Vengeance down over here, we can use Fixer, not Fixer, Deadeye onto Maximus, and there's a chance we could kill their Maximus here. There we go, perfect, and we can just tow it on this terrain up here, and we're now playing the objective game as well. So we're ahead on units on the board. We made really good use of all of our units there. They've got a bit of pressure. Sure. Okay, so they missed that, which is good for us. It does put us in a spot where we might be able to find a way to hit back. If we can get more accuracy onto Broken Vengeance, we actually chain them better than they chain to us. So as we will hit them for 3, they'll hit us for 3. We should hit back again. Yeah, so that's fine if that's the case. What's their deployment is the question. Is it something that protects them? If it's something like a defense dome, that changes a lot. Torian. Okay, interesting. So Torian's one of the units that we really need to kill as soon as possible, because it's just a huge effect on our board state. So the question is, how can we go about doing so? So Torian having double debuffs there means that even through all of this, we're not anywhere near guaranteed to hit. So the question is, can we just go and push damage onto them as well? So what do we want to do? So our 3-drop is going to be probably Hit and Run or Aria. Aria is going to be good into this situation, so I think we need to just make really good use out of Deadeye here. So Deadeye is going to Ozos himself, and we're going to try and take down Torian. So we're going to move over to here. We will make Astra's attack can just go and... can we get anywhere useful? We'll go for the 29 onto Broken Vengeance. It doesn't help too much. We'll into the breach here. In fact, we don't actually have enough. That was a mistake. So we have to just pop over here. Missing that's kind of brutal. We'll pop over here, shoot here. We'll get Aria to pop down this side and throw us into some right at the back. That was a bit of a mistake on my part there. I've left us far too vulnerable. They're scoring too many points. This is not a good series of plays, but we have got multiple units that help us try and deal with Torian. Torian's a really difficult unit to deal with sometimes. Broken Vengeance is also going to be difficult, but it's not too unreasonable. It's the fact that we basically need to try and control the board state at the moment so that we can turn on the captain. We're trying to leave it so that when Extilior does finally move, he's in a position where we can turn a lot of damage onto him. Looking at what we've got next, I'm not really sure what to play. It could be that we want Amplified Bito and just go more damage, or it could be that we want to go for something like Rickety or Hit and Run or Taria, and then pair those with something else like one of these just for additional value. Yeah, the fact that we're not playing the mission well isn't good here. So if they go for this, this is fine, because if they hit here and we hit back, that's at least a reasonable value. Yeah, it's not great, but it's better than it could be. We're fine trading for something here. If Torian comes up, they're not in range to hit, so this actually looks good for us. If this is a defense dome, that's one of the only things I can think of that isn't good for us right now. But they've got 5 health here. We've got... Okay, they've got a shrapnel. I think we can play around this. Because we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. So we can't kill everything. But we can make a good chunk of impact here. So we're at 87 here, so I think we just go for that first.
Just clip the wing.
Maximus is only at 50, so we'll... Ozo's here.
Clear mind, steady shot.
We're going to move back slightly. Actually, no, we're going to just move over here. And try and hit these from this distance. It doesn't matter if we miss one of these, but we need to hit whatever comes next. Oh, I've also got Aria as well, actually, come to think of it. So if we move in here, we'll into the breach, which means we can shoot this. And move back over here. We can just shoot Broken Vengeance slightly. And then, can we get anywhere with Aria? Honestly, I think Aria's just going to shoot down here. That's fine if it misses. It's not really the end of the world. But I think what we want to do is maybe just deploy something like... In fact, let's just go Amplify Vital and try and bring in the extra value, grow more Cinder back here and start making use of that next turn. We've got a load of pressure here. They're still out of range. I think we're doing okay. We've taken back control of the points. We've not left them a good shot for shrapnel. Broken Vengeance still is a bit of a pain, but we can, in theory, deal with that next turn. And we can just start working on the rest of their units. We do, however, have to be careful of their points because they're starting to tick up now. So this is going to be probably the turn we need to deploy a hit and run. Yep, so we take the 3 there. Okay, so they're going to be just short of killing us, which is great. Oh, Scattervine's doing it. Okay, Scattervine is amazing. We love Scattervine. How many Scattervines can they play is the question. And does that make it worth just starting to turn on the captain immediately? Because that might just be the case. It might just be that killing their captain is worth it. If they don't use too many abilities, we can try and start clearing things out. Okay, they've got Stitchy. Are they going to make another Scattervine is the question. That's the, like, if they don't make a Scattervine, then we could try and kill those before they get too much of a problem. That looks like a Scattervine to me. Yeah, there we go. So they're going to move up and attack us there. That's fine. So it's inconvenient, but fine. So the question is, can we deal with all the Scattervines immediately? Because if we can, we might want to consider doing that. But if not, we want to consider going for other things. So for one thing, we know we're going to need to get our abilities going this turn. So we'll take that shot there. In fact, how does that look for the explosion? It hits 2 of them. So I think what we can do here is just try and go for some little bits of value here.
Fantastic move. Want some talus fruit?
So if we go here first,
We'll get snacks soon.
shoot that and then punch. Shoot this.
Start planning the reunion party.
We can move over here. Does that do anything really?
Uh-oh. Something sounds imminent.
Let's just into the breach here.
Get in the game.
Deal with that. I don't really know what to do actually. I'm starting to find this a little bit. We're just going to deploy hit and run there and target drum dancer, I guess. I didn't mean to pick up the cinder, that was a mistake. I'm starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed here, to be completely honest. So, hit and run can die, but it slows them down. We shouldn't really have gone for that vine, to be honest. The vines aren't that big of a threat. We should probably have gone for Extilior himself, but they've got Stitchy here, so I'm just trying to figure out how we turn the damage race in our favour. Like, this is a mistake. This can be taken out, but we needed to start contesting points, and so doing this was maybe a bit much.
It's nothing.
Anything that moves up and gives us more options is great. Anything that means we can potentially deal with the scattervines is great. What else? What else can we even do? They can heal here, that's fine. And Florio. Okay, so
Methador, protect.
can we actually deal with Florio? Maybe. Okay, so instead of hit and run, I think I should have played Taria, because Taria gives us some real damage from range here. There's a chance we can hit this down.
Eyes open, tails behave.
So if we move up here with Amplify Bytol, we're going to move over here with Deadeye. We'll just Ozos ourselves first, go for this. We will move up
Don't
here,
worry, the tree gave us these.
get the refresh, go for it again.
Oh, that all you got?
So we've actually, that says 100%. I'm not sure that's going to work because we're going to lose our accuracy. But let's just move up and take the shot. Yeah, there we go, 26%. So
Focus on the wind.
we'll pop over here, get our stillness in place
No more
to take out Florio.
She was in mint condition.
We might as well Ozos over here. We'll pop down. What can we shoot? 56, 100 on Stitchy.
Dad would not approve.
So we go for 100 on Stitchy. And then what I think we need to do, really,
Come on, I'm having fun.
is start getting aggressive. So we'll deploy these two over here.
Fine, it's fine.
No one's there to move on to that objective, but at the moment, I'm not worried about winning by objectives. I'm just worried about not losing by objectives. Aria's going to die, but we took out Florio, so that's worthwhile. We've got 7 total units left. They've got 6. One of them is Scattervine, so that will be inconvenient. So this is awkward. I'll be honest, I don't think I really thought that one through. But if they come out for that, at least we can deal with it. This could be a really good turn for Rickety to potentially just try and one-shot something. Like, that's a huge amount of value for them. They got loads of attacks. I mean, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 5 triggers, 15 damage out of 1 attack. But I don't think that necessarily saves them. So, the question here is, do they want to Scattervine or Shield of Hope? If they don't Scattervine, I think we're in a very good spot. We don't have too many valuable units left, but we're in a very strong position. Points, like not points-wise, but as in sort of gameplay-wise. If this is their Aria or hit and run, yeah, that's their Aria, that's fine. We can deal with that fairly easily. It's just, basically the big question is, okay, they're not deploying their own hit and run. Sorry, another Scattervine even. So I feel okay here. We need to get onto this point. We need to kill this, and we need to kill Aria. Other than that, I think we're doing okay. We've got Antios left, so basically we're going to use this to come over here and kill that. We're going to pummel itself, move over, and just hopefully hit it twice. So if we move over here for number 1, and just shoot.
Battle's a celebration.
So we'll move here. We'll into the breach. Battle frenzy yourself. And just end that. This can just come over here and try its best and just end everything straight up. So we're not going to take any unnecessary risks, we're just going to go for a shot here, and then if we explode, we do, that kills both of them, so that's exactly what we needed. Amplify Bytol needs to stay safe, and then we can start working on dealing with Stitchy. We can't get to Stitchy yet, so we're just going to have to start taking pot shots down here. Might as well go for the captain right now. Here we can go for Stitchy with an 80-odd%. Perfect. I should have actually deployed first. This was a mistake. So, yeah, I'm going to deploy and grow Cinder over. Not deploying first means that we now have a little bit more pressure to contest this objective, but we have 5 crew, they have 3. We are in a good spot. They can go for this one shot. If they miss it, we're in a fantastic position, but okay. It was optimistic thinking they'd miss that. But we're not out of this, so it's 4-3. our crew isn't as useful as in this situation as theirs, but they only have the one ranged unit, so that's what we're going to be trying to focus on killing, and seeing if we can get anything in range to deal with that. Or do we just go for the point? Go for captain, rather. They need 2 turns of killing things. If we just run everything towards them, for instance, if we move over here, we can move over there, we might be able to get in range with him, with Antios. I mean, Charlie definitely needs to move up.
Dad taught me to share.
So we can just move on to that point if we need to. So do we have 100%? No, we don't. So we can just pop over here and take a shot over that way. So how far can we move forward? I'm going to move over here
You're a killer chauffeur.
and see if we can get right close up to that.
Feeling it, huh?
We're a little bit short. So we can into the breach still here.
The tree gave us
Yeah, we're not going to quite have the range.
Feel that energy?
So what we'll do is we'll pop back over here with this, move this in here, and we're going to maybe move up next turn. Tali's already moved. We do have a range attack we can take, might as well.
rookie
Got it, which is nice. We'll grow some cinder over here. Again, so we're going to have to start just going for it next turn and sacrificing units turn after turn, but there is a chance we could make it through this. If we can get... Yeah, I mean, we might be able to get onto their captain. Stitchy is going to be something... Well, it's going to be anything. I forgot Stitchy was there. If they move up here... Oh, they were in range to spin, so that's a mistake. Maybe this misses? Okay, I mean, that's about as good as it gets for us. That might just be the game. However, we might also just be able to deal a ridiculous amount of damage here. Like a ridiculous amount. I'm just going to go for the combos and see what we can do. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but it might be awesome. It's going to take a lot of cinder, but luckily we've got all of our cinder spheres lying around. And they might have just actually lost the game here. So I need to do maths first. So we get 4 attacks, so that takes us up to 6. 6 and pummel is 12. And then we gain another 4 attack, which takes us to 10. So yeah, so in theory,
Battle's a celebration.
this could do it. So we need to move over here. Oh no, but we're not going to be in range, because we need to get back to there. But we've got enough overall, I believe. So inner energy. If we move over here, how far else can we... So if we move to like there, this should work. We can get to 20 and then we just need to do 3 extra. So into the breach.
Get in the game.
Inner energy again.
Who says you cannot punch down?
Move to here to deal 20. It's only got 1 shield, right? Yeah, 1 shield, so...
Even the oldest.
This should be 20 and we just need to do 3 additional, so... Hang on. What?
Victories in your eyes.
No! I thought I battle frenzied! Oh no.
Something sounds imminent.
Well, that's as bad as it gets. I literally thought I'd battle frenzied. I threw the game away. I completely threw the game away. I thought I'd use battle frenzy, but I didn't. Oh dear. Well, we have that game because all we need to do is get that attack in there. And we'd have beaten our opponent. But it turns out everyone is fallible. I should have pressed that button. I would have won the game. But oh well, it is what it is. I actually had a lot of fun with that one. I don't mind losing to an idiotic mistake because that is my own fault. Hands up for that one. So there we are. I think that list went really well. Our opponent played really well as well. They got to turn on us at the right point in time. They were going to win by points as the reason I conceded. There was no situation there in which we could have got onto that objective. I was so focused on it, I missed the one thing that actually won us the game. So if you enjoyed this, thank you so much for watching. Just please do hit the like, comment, subscribe, join us on Patreon. Anything you do to support the channel is really appreciated. But for now, thank you again for watching, and most importantly, have a good day.